It's time to breathe, bend, and stretch.
Hi, it's Bethany, and today we're going to be solving puzzles. Do you like puzzles? Like things that you have to figure out? I do. And when we practice yoga, there are many different things that we have to figure out along the way. We can teach how to do the pose, and we can explain what is supposed to be happening in the pose, like all of the benefits of the pose, like the good stuff for you. We can explain where your feet are supposed to go, your hands are supposed to go, and how you're supposed to move your body. But what we can't do is the process in your brain and how everything comes together for you. So one of the ways that I like to explore this the most is I like to see how one pose and another pose have similarities, things that are the same about them. And then I also like to look at the same poses and see what's different about them. And I call it wrap my mind around the concept. It's like, aha, I get it. Like when you find that piece of the puzzle and it fits in perfectly. Aha, I'm starting to see the picture. Come on, let's go to the mat. Here's what you'll need for your practice. You'll need some space so that you can move around. You'll want to have some water so that you stay hydrated. And you can grab your yoga mat and put it out. But if you don't have one, don't worry. It's totally fine to practice without one.
Let's look at the poses we're doing today. We're doing Western stretch pose, plow pose, camel pose, bow pose, tabletop, Eastern stretch pose, Cobra pose, and fish pose.
We're going to sit down onto our seat with our legs extended forward and our upper body upright. This pose is called the Western stretch. We're going to stretch the whole backside of our body. So from our heels all the way up to our head, but on the back side, your calves, hamstrings, all through each side of your back, all the way up through your shoulders, even into your neck, all the way up to the top of the head. So sit up tall and remember mountain pose. Well, we can find mountain pose here. I like to lift up and then sit back down, and you'll find that you sit up taller. You should have to use your low belly strength to keep your upper body upright. Now we're going to lift the arms up above the head. Your feet can be hip distance apart, and we're going to come forward and grab hold of the outer edges of our feet, holding on the pinky toe side. Take an in-breath and stretch your spine up long, and then exhale and fold down, coming into Western stretch. We'll take a couple of breaths here, stretching the back of the body, breathing, relaxing the shoulders, pulling the shoulder blades down. Maybe you can go a little further, pushing your whole spine further down your legs. Relax your head. I'm going to grab a little further down on my feet and go a little bit further into the pose. And then slowly come up. Well, that was quite relaxing. And I can feel that stretch all through the back side of my body. Now, something that helped me to understand this pose better, a piece of that puzzle that came together in my mind, was I did another pose called Plow pose, and I realized when I was in it, wow, this is very similar, the same, like the Western stretch. So let me show you that one, and you try it too. So watch me go in, and then you try it. Now what we'll do to get into Plow is you'll just scoot your seat forward, lie down on your back. I'm going to take my glasses off for this one. Hold on to the edges of your mat. If you don't have the mat, that's perfectly fine. Just put your hands onto the ground. And then this takes a little bit of doing because we're going to take the legs and move them behind our head. So start to rock and roll a bit. It's kind of fun. And then bring it over. Bring your arms a little closer together and then relax your arms down. Wow, if I reach towards my feet, this is very similar to that other pose. I'm going to hold my back to come out. Whew. And rest for just a moment. I feel like I just learned how much I should have to engage my body in the Western stretch. I should engage my body the same amount as I did in Plow. Oh, this puzzle is starting to come together. Let's go do some more poses that we can compare and see if this picture starts to come together for us. The next two poses that we're going to see what's similar about them and then what's a little bit different is camel pose and bow pose. So camel pose, come onto your knees and you have the tops of your feet down. Stand upright onto your knees so that you have a nice long spine. Put your hands on your hips or put fists in your low back if you tend to feel like your low back needs extra support. From here, tailbone tucked, chest lifting, shoulder blades down, arcing back, grabbing hold of my heels. This feels great. Support your back, come up. Okay, so that's a back bend. Knees are bent, upper body's arcing back, holding on at the heels. Let's compare this to bow pose. Lie down onto your belly, bend your knees. This time, instead of grabbing the heels, we're going to grab the ankles. So that's a difference, but we still have our hands to our feet. We're holding right where the top of the foot meets the ankle. And then you want your tailbone down, belly in, chest lifted, and start to go into your pose. Here's something that's interesting. We've got to press back with our legs to help lift the chest up. So in camel, we went back using gravity. Now we're working against gravity, so we have to use more force. Kick, lift. Lift your chest, kick, lift. Lift your chest, shoulder blades down, and lower. We have two more poses that we're going to compare. So here, I'm on my hands and my knees. And my body looks like a table. Then, if I flip this over, and I'm on my feet and my hands, and I lift up my hips, wow, my body looks like a table again, but there's a completely different stretch in my shoulders. And it's a little more challenging to lift up away from the earth than to do poses when you're facing the earth. This next one is going to bring that whole puzzle together. We're going to start seeing the bigger picture. Let's go. Lie down on your belly. Now, you've done this pose many times. It's called Cobra. Put your hands on either side of your chest. Elbows are bent. Legs engaging. Tailbone down. In breath, curl and lift your chest. And then exhale and lower. What would happen if we were to flip that pose over? Let's see. I'm going to lie all the way down. Bend my elbows. Pretend like the tops of my feet are down, except now they're facing the ceiling, because my belly before was facing the floor and my feet were facing the floor. Now my belly's facing up and the tops of my feet are facing up, but I'm noticing that my feet are the same way and my hands and my elbows are the same way. Oh my goodness. I'm going to come into a pose called fish and wait till you see this. You're going to press down in your elbows, act like you were going to look at something in front of you towards your feet, and then drop your head back. Fish pose. It's like upside down cobra. Press in your elbows and slowly lower.
You did a really great job today. Now it's time to rest. Lie down on your back. Bring your arms down by your sides. Extend your legs out long. Relax your feet. Relax your hands. Close your eyes and feel your breath as your belly rises and falls. Feel all of the emotions and the energy in your body and your mind. Keep breathing and relaxing. Just notice that the thoughts will come in your mind and that the thoughts will leave just like your breath comes in and out. Notice that emotions will rise and your emotions will also gently fall away. Now we're going to take a very deep breath in. Wiggle your fingers and toes as you exhale. Gently open your eyes and roll to the side. Press yourself up.
When we start putting these different pieces of the puzzle together, it's called having perspective. The more that you understand, the more peaceful your mind, because you're not wondering all the time. And your yoga practice helps you put these pieces of the puzzle together so that you have an incredibly beautiful, knowledgeable, thoughtful, incredible life. Thanks for practicing with me. Bye.